Well, welcome to the beautiful city of Nairobi. This has been the home of women's football in this region for the past 2 weeks. Those are beautiful pictures of the city, the skyline of the capital of Kenya. And I tell you what, it's been really, really warm. They've really hosted all these women teams here in Nairobi. And here we are at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani. This is a place where so much has been done as far as Kenyan football is concerned. And this is where we shall be having the final day of the CECAFA zone of the CAF Champions League qualifiers for the women. We start off with the third and fourth place playoff. You've got Simba Queens who are taking on the Lady Doves of Uganda. Both these two teams suffered heartbreak on Monday. Both these two teams lost their games. But you know what? They've got something to play for today because the third and fourth place playoff is not just a game. There's some prize money to be won. So there's extra motivation if you want to come in and play, whether you're Lady Doves or you're Simba Queens. As always, I've got with me two people who've been following this tournament all the way from day one, Gladys, and then of course further away from me, Elijah. Gladys, today is the culmination, today is the climax of what's been a really, really exciting 2 weeks of football.
Well, you know, for me, I'm having mixed reactions. I'm excited about the knowing who will take this CECAFA ticket all the way to CAF. And again, I'm sad because we've been having so much action of football going on. I can't believe it has been 1 week or over 1 week already. And now this sensational tournament is coming to an end. For me, I honestly feel heartbroken, but I'm excited at the same time.
Well, Elijah?
I'm quite excited to be here because this is quite an historic day, to be honest. You know, this is the very first edition of the CAF Women's Champions League qualifiers happening in CECAFA, and we have gotten to see the very best of what East Africa has to offer. And I do know that henceforth, going forward, we're going to be having and seeing better quality football from all teams that will be participating in the upcoming tournaments. And I'm just privileged to be here, right here, to watch and see history being made.
Well, speaking of history being made, we did have the semi-finals on Monday. Let's just take a look back at what happened in those two games, of course. Simba taking on Vihiga, Battle of the Queens, that was the first game. And then you had CB of Ethiopia taking on the Lady Doves of Uganda. Now, this is the second semi-final, guys, and fantastic goal.
Well, first and foremost, I'd like to say, take into context what Coach Fred said. He said this will be a game with very few goals. And I remember we were seated with Ellie and he was very confident that we'd see so many goals. I don't think we expected this game to go into extra time. But look at the quality of goals that was scored in that game. It is absolutely exciting to see women with that kind of quality, with that kind of footballing brain. It just tells you that these ladies have grown into this competition. I was a little bit sad to see a few injuries here and there, you know, teams struggling a little bit, especially for the first game. But when it comes to it, at the end of the day, it's who has more endurance, who has more mentality, which side changed their tactics better. So for me, this was a semi-final that deserved all the credit it got.
Well, Ellie, that's the second semi-final. We are now seeing images from the first semi-final, the Battle of the Queens, and Gentrix coming up trumps there for the Kenyan team.
It's the small things that make a difference. And in this particular match, it was a free kick. In fact, a free kick which was well floated into the box. The captain of Simba was substituted. She got injured. And then Vihiga Queens saw an opportunity to strike, and strike they did. And they did it superbly. And who else? The queen of Vihiga Queens, Gentrix. You know, she has a knack of scoring the most important goals at the right moment. And she came through for the team and delivered when it mattered most.
Well, so that's the way the results ended up there. Of course, the second semi-final, CB of Ethiopia winning 5-3 on penalties. For me, what stood out for me was the quality of the penalties. Other than the girl from Lady Doves who misses, the rest of the penalties were excellent.
The penalties were very high quality penalties. I mean, look at how far they were going. I don't even think if we put either of you in that goalpost, you would have caught any of those goals. I don't think so.
I came with my boots. Do you want me to change?
Oh, please. Ellie,
well, I can tell you this for a fact. Even if I was in goal, even if both of us are in goal, Elijah and I, we are not stopping some of those penalties.
Yes,
they were really, really, really well taken. But guys, let's focus our attention to the game today, the third and fourth place playoff. And let's start with the team that has really grown on me, and that's Simba. They came out and they really gave Vihiga a run for their money in that first game, Elijah. But then ultimately they fell just short. How important is it for them to sign off with a win?
I mean, from the first half, from the first minute up till the 45th minute, Simba was the better team. For me, they were the better team. They were winning the balls, getting the balls into the final third very quickly, as in the quickest time possible. Unfortunately, the final ball into the box to the strikers to finish the passes was just not good enough. Now, in the second half, they just weren't able to cope with what Vihiga Queens brought to the table. Unfortunately, these are moments where you get to learn, and they learned it in a very harsh manner. It's the semi-final. You're one step away from reaching the final. So today, I expect Coach Ali to prepare his charges for a very excruciating 90 minutes, because you're playing against the best team when it comes to defense. They've only conceded 1 goal. This is the second time they're meeting each other. And in the first time, it ended 0-0. So by now, they do know what is required in order to beat Lady Doves. From the first minute till the last minute, everybody has to give 110%.
And this is a team that throughout the tournament, they've had to struggle with injuries. We saw it right there. And you can see the way they played all along. They were really, really good all the way. The only blot being that 0-0 draw versus the Queens, and then, of course, losing the semi. But injuries will play a key role in this team.
Well, you know, sadly, when you carry a team and you bring them to such a competition, you have to make sure that all the substitutions you're going to make are going to be 100% for 100%, because that means everyone you carried coming into this tournament has to be good enough. They had to be good enough for them to make the final 23. They had to be good enough so that when you're doing that substitution, you don't feel that missing gap. Unfortunately for Simba, in their game against Vihiga Queens, it worked against them. They did that substitution, and you could see that gap, and that is where they utilized it. Now, if you look at Lady Doves coming into this match, they've only made 1 change. That means they're very confident with their team. Their team keeps growing and getting better with each game that they're going, that they've been playing. They played CB of Ethiopia, and everyone was expecting CB of Ethiopia to run riot against them. But look at what they did. Compact defending, played very well. Unfortunately, this is going to be a very tough match, because two teams who are not, who know each other's style of play. It's going to be a question of who has, as Ellie put it, who has more strength. If you look at Simba, they are a 45-minute team. First half, they play very well. Second half, a little bit wanting. So technically, they might be superior. But when it comes to technicality and mentality, I think Lady Doves might just edge them out on this one.
Well, speaking of these two teams
who had a solid defense, and they've faced the Lady Doves. By now, they should have learned how to beat Lady Doves. It's all a matter of being very quick in the final third. Just like we saw in the second semi-final, how CBE managed to break the Lady Doves defense. That's what they need to do.
However,
no dilly-dallying in the final third. Get in the final third, play the right pass at the right time to the right player, because there were several instances they just couldn't get it to the right player.
Let's talk about the team sheet. There. They line up 4-3-3. That's the way they line up. And Gladys, when you look at them, they've made a few changes. And the place that gets most affected, it's at the back. They've changed the keeper. They've changed the centre back. They've changed one of the forward players. What's the coach looking for?
I think first and foremost, we have to give credit to Suleiman. She's now coming in at centre back, and she was excellent at right back. And if you're that good with the wing, then I guarantee you, when it comes to the centre where balls are more forward, you'll actually have a better range of seeing how the balls are coming in, because you're able to run the flank and come back into the centre. For me, I think they've put more firepower. We saw the lady number 10, you really like her, Nunca coming in and scoring a goal when it did matter. So for me, I think this is one of those situations where Simba are playing a 4-3-3, making sure that they want to go all-out attack. But again, not too far, because if you look at the of their formation right in front of the defense, they're going to protect their defense because they know they don't have their best central defender with them. So for me, it's going to be a formation where I will see Simba converting back to a 4-4-2 every time they lose the ball.
And of course, they've also made a change at the back, because the coach wasn't happy with the goalkeeper. He said, no, should have done better in the set pieces. So he's also changed that. But let's look at some of the players who we think will make an impact from a Simba point of view. Let's start with Flavin. You guys rave all about her. I saw her in the semi. She didn't quite bring it. Can she do it today, Ellie?
She did bring it, but there was somebody who stopped her. Muderi was there. Let's give credit to Muderi.
You've got to get the goal, Ellie.
She did give a beautiful assist.
She did come to the party,
yes.
But the opponent was just too good for her. But today, I think Suleiman now, Flavin now, she really has to take the mantle and be the go-to striker for
Yes.
Simba, because Kipoi is no longer there. It was Kipoi. Kipoi
Yes.
would dribble, then get it to Flavin. Flavin to Kumbuke. Goal. But now we don't have Kipoi. And Kipoi, when she took the ball, she would dribble past 3 players.
But that
then
was
break
her
the
assist. I'm
defense.
going to give her credit. You know, sometimes
Yes.
you don't have to score just to make an impact. I think even when you're able to give an assist, because she was well marked in that particular match, and this is a team she's already faced before, it's going to be slightly easier for her to correct the mistakes she did in the first game.
Guys, call me old school, but I think a striker must get the goals. That's just me. I like my striker to get the
Football
goals.
has
And let's talk
changed.
about someone who actually got a goal. That's Aisha. Today she starts. Where's Jazzy 10, if I'm not mistaken? She delivered for me.
Yeah. She's going to bring
Can
it.
she do it again?
Of course she's going to do it again. I'm totally confident with her because she brings something different. You see, for Kipoi and Flavin, they're dribblers. They get past 2-3 players. But for Mnunka, she's diminutive. She's very fast. 1-2, quick 1-2s with her, into the box, finishes.
The other thing I like about her is like she knows how to get the dead ball situations. If you look at the goal and the assist that came in when she scored that goal, she's always in the right place at the right time. For example, if you look at that corner again, dead ball situation, she just knows where to get it and how to get it. So that kind of player for me is very, very important. In this kind of competitions, you need players who know how to read situations. You need players who can make quick reactions, and she's one of those players.
She's very alert in the box, as you have seen the 2 goals. She looked up, so the goalkeeper is not standing well in the box, shot into the back of the net. The second goal, awareness, the ball dropped, she saw it one time. She knows where the post is, and that's what you want from your strikers, to have that killer instinct, to know when and how to shoot.
Well, let's catch up with Coach Omar and find out his thoughts ahead of the game.
Tumeenda, tunajua kwamba tunacheza mechi ngumu. Katika timu mlizoziona katika mashindano tulivyocheza nao, Red Devil ilikuwa good team. Lakini tumejiandaa, unajua angalau usiondoke patupu. Waswahili wanasema mkono mtupu wa ulamu. Kwa hiyo tumejiandaa na sisi angalau tupate medal na mshindo 3, lakini sio mechi rahisi.
Mechi leo hautakuwa na nahodha wako ambaye alicheza vizuri sana kwenye mechi ya semifinali. Pengine umefanya mabadiliko yapi ili uweza kuziba hilo shimo ambalo wamewacha?
Kuna mabadiliko mawili. Kuna goalkeeper ambaye atacheza mwingine, tumekuja na goalkeeper 3, maana wote wamepata nafasi ya kucheza, lakini na atakuwa kwa mtu mwingine. Yule Feti Densa ataingia ndani, kuna right back ambaye amecheza substitute mechi iliyopita, ataanza mechi leo.
Kwa kawaida watu husema kwamba mechi ya kubaini nani atakuwa namba 3 na namba 4 hainanga umuhimu mwingi sana, lakini kwa wakati huu pia kuna kitita kidogo cha fedha. Pengine hiyo inawapa motisha upi wakati mnapoenda kwenye hii mechi?
Kwangu mimi ni nachukulia kama mechi nyingine, kwa sababu inatupa bado, kuna baadhi ya wachezaji wengine ambao hawajacheza bado watapata nafasi, kama hivyo walivyosema kuna goalkeeper mpya ambaye kucheza leo atapata nafasi, lakini kama mechi nyingine ni kupata exposure. Mechi 5 hizi zinatosha kwa ajili ya kufanya kitu kingine mbele.
So there's Coach Omar there, of course, explaining exactly what he expects to achieve today with the Simba Queens. He says, you know what, let's try and finish on a high. For them to finish on a high, they've got to beat a team that's considered only 1 goal. That's the Lady Doves of Uganda. Gladys in particular has a really soft spot for them. She says, you know what, this team is really nice. It's underrated by some people. Gladys, they've done well in this tournament.
They've done extremely, extremely well. Why? As you've put it, they've only conceded 1 goal. A team that concedes 1 goal, and throughout the tournament, we've actually seen them being able to score. You know, in such tournaments, the one thing you have to make sure you do is that you have a solid defense. Unfortunately, they're not in the final. And for me, if they would have played in the final, I think that would have been one very, very tough match. They're here to play for the 3rd playoffs, and I don't think they're going to let it go either. So this is going to be a battle of who can grab the cheese on the stick, because at the end of the day, this team has been absolutely solid. Their goalkeeper has been exceptional. We've looked at the saves that she made against Simba. We looked at the saves that she made against CBE. She's been absolutely excellent. And, you know, they say the best goalkeepers are defined by their defense. Look at that defense. Very solid, excellent man marking, excellent space marking. They just are overall an exceptional team. And to think that the only first time, this is the first championship to win before they came to this competition, is absolutely amazing. I'd love to go and watch their league and see what more they have on the table, because if this is one of the best teams in Uganda and this is the first time they came into this competition, really you have to wonder how tight it is in their league.
Well, those are the results as far as Lady Doves are concerned, of course. 5-0 victory, 0-0, then 3-0, then, of course, that defeat in the semis. Ellie, one of the key things was the fact that their semi went all the way to extra time and penalties. How big of a psychological impact is that? The fact that you've had to push for 120 minutes and then lose via penalty shootout?
I think it's going to give them courage. The fact that they lost against a very strong team, it'll give them courage to want to finish on a high. That's just my thought, because they did their best. You can't fault them. You know, they went one goal down. They came back 1-1. Then they pushed it up until the 120th minute, albeit, unfortunately, they lost via penalty. And, you know, when it reaches the penalties situation, it's anybody's game.
Yeah, it's normally lottery, you know.
Yeah. So for Lady Doves, I think they will come out with a lot of confidence. And I just think they have the upper hand here.
Well, let's look at the team. That's where they line up. Again, 4-3-3. I think that 4-3-3 is the system of the tournament. Every single team seems to like the 4-3-3. Again, they've made just the one change. Joelia comes in as a centre half, as a centre forward, sorry.
Well, you know, Joelia is very strong and she's big for a striker. And, you know, the Simba Queens, once you shove them just a little bit, it gives you more strength. So I think they want to go all-out attack, put two very fast wing-backs playing all the way up front. You have Ikwaput on one side, you have Spencer on the other side. So I think their plan is to just avoid the midfield because they know they don't match the tactical strength of Simba. So what they will want to do is float the ball to the flanks because they know they'll be very fast, and then just put it right in where Joelia will be. And that girl is dangerous. I know she's not scored a goal yet, but if you look at her inside, you can actually see, you can have an idea of what she wants to do.
I hate to be Suleiman. Fatuma Suleiman today, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out. But let's talking of what to look at as far as the Lady Doves are concerned. Let's talk about a girl who you like, Ikwaput. Every single time you keep telling me, this is the girl.
Goodness.
This is the one. Can she do the job? Can she finish the job?
What a player. What a player. It has been a joy. Every single moment she takes the ball, she comes alive. I mean, when you see Iko put off the ball and on the ball, they're two totally different players. She comes alive and she just does her magic, and you just marvel. You just have to marvel at what she does. And you can see her determination each and every time when Lady Doves are attacking. You can see that she's eager to get the goal. She's eager to fight for the team, and she's eager to lead from the front. And I said she's going to score, and she did.
Well, I don't disagree with you. She's an absolutely brilliant player. The one thing I like about her is the individual brilliance she brings. In that moment where you really need her, she does step up and she comes up for the team. And we saw it against CBE. She scored a very beautiful free kick from about 36 yards out. That was absolute great talent. And for me, every time she touches the ball, you want to expect something. You want to expect an attack. And that is exactly what she's given us.
Let's talk about the second player who you guys think we should keep a keen eye on. Spencer plays out on the left.
Well, Spencer she's had a brilliant tournament. She was a bit quiet in the game against CBE. And that is because, well, in such a game, I mean, when you don't know where to put yourself in between people who know how to pass the ball properly, it usually gets a little bit tough for you and you get a little bit frustrated. But this girl can actually score. She knows how to run into spaces. And as I said before, the thing is, she's facing a team she's faced before. So now she knows where the loopholes are. And just look at where she stands every time. She knows how to also get dead ball situations. So if you are a keeper who spills, I'm sorry, but you'll spill it and she'll just finish it off.
Well, so that's Spencer there. We will be keeping a keen eye on her and find out whether she's able to deliver as Gladys says she will. Let's catch up with Mr. Fred Musime and find out his thoughts ahead of this game.
Yeah, we have tried to work on our players mentally because they were disturbed when they lost in semi-finals. But we have tried, and they are ready to play, and they are determined. Yes.
What do you think is key to beating Simba this afternoon? What must your players get right today?
Simba is a good team, and they are a senior team, and the approach, you have only made one change in our team. We have started with the number 9, that is Joelia, to see that she can hold and try to shoot in the goal. And we hope if they can, what I know, they are going to follow our instructions, and we shall manage. But all in all, it is God's plan. He has known who is going to take the third position.
Coach, there is prize money, for the team that finishes third? Does that give your girls extra motivation?
Because they knew it, that there is prizes, it is still, they have the fight must carry on. They should not give up. They have that hope that we must go with something when you're going back home. Yeah, and they are determined to do that, fight for it.
Well, fighting talk there from Fred Museme. He says, you know what, my girls are going to come out and work hard and make sure they leave everything on the pitch. Only one way to find out is the third and fourth place playoff. It's right here at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani. We're joining our commentary team. Of course, we've got Coach Gilbert Selebo and Gladys here to take us through the first half. It's a big game, this one. It's the third and fourth place playoff. Once again, it's the Lady Doves taking on the Simba Queens.
We are right at the heart of the central business district in Nairobi, the capital city of Kenya. The technological hub in Eastern Africa and the home to a unique and diverse food system incorporating multinational ethnic cuisines from around the world. And after grabbing a bite at your favorite hotel or restaurant, the sheer natural beauty of its environs will usher you into the magnificent 60,000-seater Moi International Sports Center, located just about 13.5 kilometers from the city center on the Nairobi-Thika Highway. Hamjamboni na karibu, the Swahili will put it to you. Mbanaliza ompira guno, from Rwanda, the Ugandans will tell you. The weather forecast stands at 23 degrees centigrade, of course, 14 kilometers being the wind. And right here at Kasarani, we say hello and welcome to the third and fourth place of the inaugural edition of the CAF Women's Champions League 2021 qualifiers for the CECAFA region. Simba Queens of Tanzania is battling it out against the Lady Doves of Uganda. As you can see in the qualifiers, Simba lost by 1-2 against Vihiga Queens. And of course, coming into this game, they do realize that they are playing a team that they played against in the preliminary rounds of this tournament, with Simba drawing 0-0 against the Lady Doves of Uganda. This being the second time that these two teams are meeting, it's something at stake here with $10,000 out for grabs on the team that will definitely run away with the third spot this afternoon. While in the tunnel, both teams on the right-hand side of your screen is the Simba Queens from Tanzania, and donning the blue is the Lady Doves of Uganda. Magnificent environment today for a game of football. Goalkeeper Daisy Nakaziro, who only conceded 1 goal in the preliminaries, of course, will be leading out the Lady Doves in this particular game this afternoon. And one of the most industrious players on the Simba Queens side, Fatma Suleiman, will be donning the captaincy today, will be charged with the mantle to lead out the Queens in the third place. Well, in your picture right now is Fazila Ikoput, one of the most prolific goal scorers that have come of age in this tournament. And she will be called upon to try and provide the necessary goals for the Lady Doves. But both teams in very good boots. Line up as a matter of protocol alongside the referees of the day to take us through this playoff match. Fatma Suleiman, the captain, is moving out on your screen with a headgear. And as usual, the teams will line up for a photo session. Lady Doves in blue with black stockings. Captain number 21, Daisy Nakaziro. And on the right hand of the screen is Simba Queens, who will be donning red from top to bottom. And the Simba Queens have made 4 changes. Gelwa has come in goal for Mugunda. Mwanakamba, the captain today, doesn't start, and Maimuna comes in, number 28. Rashid is sitting out, and in her place, Jaffari comes in. And of course, Kipoi will not have any action to do with this match. And Aisha Nook has come in her place. Playing a 4-3-3 formation with Musolo being the lead striker at the top. The referee of the day is Josephine Wanjiko from Kenya, the first assistant Jane Cherono, and they will be assisted by the second assistant Caroline Kyles, fourth official Nakech Gebri of Ethiopia, and match commissioner is Tabitha Wambui Njoroge of Kenya. On the Lady Doves side, they've made only 1 change from the team that played against the Simba in the preliminaries, because Kipoi sitting out today and Joella donning number 9 coming in as the lead striker for the Lady Doves side. Well, they have Ikwaput and Spencer to contend for in the forward line, and at the back, Madame Christine Nabira Irene Edrin will be called upon to cover Daisy Nakaziro in goal. Nabosa and Nyadera retain their place as the 2 attacking midfielders. While receiving the final instructions from their coaches and trying to psych themselves out for a match that is set to be very, very, very explosive indeed, bearing in mind that both teams would have loved to be in the finals. But after meeting in the preliminaries and failing to score against each other, an opportunity for the team in red, the Simba Queens, to battle it out and see whether the tide might be a little bit different. Referee Josephine Wanjiko from Kenya, ready to take us through this game. Any moment from now. Beautiful setup here from the Mo International Sports Center, Kasarani. Remember, because of COVID protocols, no fan is allowed in the stadium, but we are here to try and bring you this match. Well, from the onset, the Simba Queens playing from left to right of your screen, already in contention of the ball. Madame Christine with a big punt, trying to get to Nagale Joella. Solid performance from defenders. Sarah Nyakuya had a beautiful afternoon in their last match, playing as a central holding midfielder. Will be called upon today to roll the balls for Lady Doves in the midfield. Fatma Suleiman trying to get hold of Joella Bukura. But again, too much, and it comes out. A quick throw there by Spencer Nakaswa, picked out by Kaimu Maimuna. Maimuna, Bobo, Julita Singano. Singano, Evariste Tosi. Tosi with a long punt, Aisha Munuk into the midfield, Joella Bukuru. Bukuru back to deny Bobo. Bobo plays it wide to get to Evariste Tosi with a big punt forward. Goalkeeper Daisy Nakaziro comes in at the nick of time. Well, to take you through this game that has started on a very, very fast note is my co-commentator, Lady Gladys Bidecha. Your expectations in this game?
Well, thank you very much, Gilbert. I'm absolutely excited about this third place playoff, because this is a match of 2 teams that have been playing, that have faced each other before in this tournament. They did play together in the group stage, 0-0 it ended. However, there's something at stake here. There's a prize money to be won. There's pride to be taken home.
Absolutely. Good shot coming in from Aisha Mnuka. Again, good block from Madame Christine.
Look at that, Gilbert. Good defending there. You have Aisha is one lady who always has her eye on the ball. She knows where to stand in dead ball situations. And if you give her one chance, you're definitely going to get a goal. But in this is a Lady Dove side that has shown their prowess when it comes to defending. And it's going to be a game of very few goals, as we've seen in the previous matches against any team that plays against Lady Dove.
Well, you have predicted that there'll be very, very few goals. Looking at what happened in the first match that they played against each other. And with the few changes that Lady Doves have made, it shows you that they are really earmarked for this game. And they want to maintain the same squad that they've had throughout this tournament. Well, the coach on the Simba side, Ali Omar, says that there are quite a few players who did not feature in any of these matches, and maybe this would be an opportunity for him to try at least and try out those kind of players. That is Hababu Ali Omar, the head coach on the Simba Queen side.
Well, I do agree with him. I don't want to come to such a tournament and just be one of the people who made a trip on the bus. You know, I also want to make an impact. So I think it's very fair for him to give the other players a chance to play. You never know who's watching, and this might just be a match where, as a player, you get that chance to showcase what you have.
Madame Christine with the big punt. Suleiman Fatma into the midfield to Bokura. Bokura to Bobo. Bobo back to Suleiman. Suleimani back to midfield Maestro Bobo. With a long pass trying to get to Aisha Munuk. Aisha Munuk. Aisha Munuk against Madame Christine with a long pass. Goalkeeper Daisy Nakaziro picks it up.
Well, look at that run. Absolutely beautiful. She looked up. She had time to see where her teammate was. And that spill from the goalkeeper. And you can see her talking to her defense, telling them, you need to make sure that you close up that space and not give her space to run.
Absolutely. Evariste Tosi. Tosi doses it out to Fazila Ikwaput. And the second assistant, Caroline Kiles, feels that there was an infringement.
Oh, Gilbert, you know, she missed the ball, really. I didn't see much of an infringement there, but if the referee says it's so, well, she was better placed.
Well, it's a free kick, about 30 yards away from goal. And on that ball is Fazila Ikwaput. A lot of tussling in the box. While it falls short, Joella tries to pick it up, but again, Kaimo Maimuna clears the ball out for a throw-in. Well, it's going to be a tough outing. The chances may be few, but if you look at what is at stake, $10,000 US, you will expect that both sides of the divide will give their A game.
The game has taken a while to settle, but I think they're trying to be in that situation where they're being careful with each other, especially now that they've faced each other. So it's going to take a little bit of time for them to open up this game. And something interesting has to happen around this time just to, you know, muscle up everything and give us the action we deserve for a third place playoff.
Absolutely. In the midfield, Leticia Nabosa with a long punt trying to get to Fazila. Then goalkeeper Gelwa Rugomba. Gelwa Rugomba, who has come in from #1 goalkeeper Mugunda, who today starts on the bench. And this should be Gelwa's first game of the tournament. Coach Fred Musime of Lady Doves in a very, very pensive mood in that dugout. Nabosa into the midfield. Sarah Nakuya. Nakuya to Joelia. Joelia Joella trying to find space to take a shot, but picked up in the midfield by Joella Bukuru. Bukuru with a long punt forward, trying to get to Asha Jaffrey. Asha Jaffrey, the diminutive midfielder, punts the ball forward, picked up by Madame Christine, and she clears the ball, trying to get to Lady Leticia Nabosa. Again, denied, picked by Flavin Mobete, and almost losing out at the nick of time.
Very, very good reading of the game there, and you can see the defender there just had to put her foot forward, and it was almost an own goal, but that was good defending. She read the game well. She has conceded the first corner of the game. However, when you give the Simba that kind of space, it's definitely going to be a problem.
In the midfield, Denai Bobo. Again, to the right-hand side, Arisa Tosti tries one of her own, but goalkeeper Daisy Nakaziro, voted the best shop stopper in the Ugandan league, plays for the national team and also plies her trade Mutesa Royal University. At 24 years old, has stood out extremely tall for the Lady Doves in that goal.
Extremely tall, literally. She has been absolutely outstanding, only conceding one goal in this tournament, and it tells you the quality of goalkeeping that the Lady Doves have. They've had so much confidence in her. Excellent goal kicks, excellent insight, excellent decision making from her.
Absolutely. Back in the midfield to Bukura. Bukuru, long pass here to Aisha Mununka. Aisha Mununka against Madame Christine. Mununka against Christine. Wow. Plays back to Joella Bukuru. Bukuru plays wide to Evariste Tosi. Tosi with a big punt forward, trying to get hold of Clement Sanga. But again, the first assistant, Jen Cherono, feels that there was an offside call.
Yes, that was an offside. She moved slightly faster than the defenders did. And good call there by Jen Cherono. And lucky for Simba.
Lucky for Simba. Ball on the left by Spencer Nakaswa. Nakaswa on the left. Nakaswa on the left with a deep run there. Nakaswa against Bobo. At the end of the day, Bobo, aided by Suleimani, pick out that ball and plays the ball forward. Big fan trying to get to Clement Sanga. Again, quality defending by Nabira Nakita. Throw in. Kaimu Maimuna has come in from the captain Wanakamba, who got injured and is not in this game. And some big tussle in the midfield.
Well, she did shield the ball, Leticia, there. And that was an infringement, the right call by the referee. Battle of the midfield as it is right now, Gilbert. They are trying to make sure that they're winning those balls in the midfield.
Absolutely. Get another long punt to try and get to the diminutive Nagadia Joella. Back to Spencer Joella. Joella plays back to Rabiso. The long punt forward. Leticia Nabosa failing to find our target. Long punt by Gelwa Rugomba. In the midfield, the battle of the midfielders to Kaimu Maimuna. Maimuna with a long punt, trying to get to Clement Sanga again. Solid performance there by Irene Akirol, donning number 5 for the Lady Doves of Uganda. Quick start, Bobo, Bukuru. Bukuru wide to Evariste Tosi. Tosi into the feet of Asha Jaffari. Again, solid performance by Evariste Tosi. Goalkeeper Daisy Nakaziro doubling up as the Ugandan national team goalkeeper.
Third choice goalkeeper. You know, if you wonder that's the kind, if she's third choice, what about first choice and second? They have to be having an excellent goalkeeping department. But these Ugandans have been known to be very good technically, so it's going to be a tight one, Gilbert.
Absolutely, a tight one here. Kaimuni Maimuna Trying to get a long punt straight to the goalkeeper. Very, very solid defense. Their compactness by the Lady Doves, denying the Simba Queens space into the midfield, at least to give the kind of pass that they intend. And the Simba Queens have found it really, really tough moving forward from the midfield into the final third. The throw-in, Irene Virungi. Back to Lydia Nyadera. The long punt, trying to get hold of Spencer, but solid performance by Fatma Selemani today, standing in as the captain. A good shot there from the midfield, Leticia Nabosa. She doesn't pick the target.
Well, she is smiling because she was just trying out her luck, and look at that. The Simba defense could not keep the ball down where they're usually comfortable with. And you have to try your luck when you're in such a space. You never know, you could just get it in.
Absolutely. Lady Doves controlling affairs here. Another good punt. Lydia Nadera, but again, a technical application lets her down in that one. Goalkeeper Gelwa Mugomba. Mugomba Sulemani. Sulemani Mnuk. Nuk trying to Clement Sanga. Again, she loses it out. Back to Mnuk. Picked into the midfield by Nakuya. Nakuya to Spencer. Spencer loses it out. Again, a big punt by Nabira Nakito in the midfield. Spencer Nakaswa. Big run by Fazila Ikwaput. Good shot. Again, stopped by Gelwa Rugomba. The first time that we've seen the Ugandans knitting some quality passes from the midfield into the final third.
Yes, but now they've decided that they're going to use their stronghold, which is actually their flanks, and they did try to play a beautiful blind pass there. And I think if Ikwaput had just taken her time, she would have probably gotten better control of that ball and put it at the back of the net.
Absolutely. On the left-hand side, Evarita Tosi. Tosi to Aisha Manuk. Back into the midfield, Bukuru. Bukuru plays it back to Julita Sigano. Singano, Rugomba. Rugomba, the goalkeeper. Singano. Singano. Quick trick there. Goes past Fazila Ikwaput. And Evariste Tosi. Tosi in the midfield to Joella Bukuru. Bukuru plays it wide to try and get to Flavin Mawete. And again, hawk-eyed Iron Akiror standing tall for the Lady Doves of Uganda.
Akiror looks like she's mastered the way in marking this trio that is playing for the Simba Queens, and Mwatete Musolo is always being marked. It's like a shadow is just right next to her. You know, now she has two because she has Irene there and her own.
Flavin Mawete. Flavin Mawete. And again, the person who's been employed today to put tabs on Flavin Mawete, Irene Akiror, does exactly what she was expected to do.
Beautiful skill there. You know, one step, you make her miss the ball, you make her think you're going to one direction, change direction, and just a little bit of frustration settling in there on Irene, hence that foul.
The foul right at the edge of the box. And I can see Evariste Tosi and Joella Bukuru. Well, she leaves it to Evariste Tosi. A good cross comes in. Goalkeeper Daisy Nakazire, captain fantastic. And she starts a quick start here, plays a quick restart, but it doesn't hit the intended person. Back to Spencer. Spencer to Ikwaput. Ikwaput to Spencer. Spencer to Ikwaput. Ikwaput with only Suleiman to beat. Again, Suleiman standing strong. Ikwaput decides to play the ball back to Nakuya. Nakuya Again with the wrong pass picked in the midfield by Flavin Mawete. Mawete, Evariste Tosi. Tosi trying to get hold of Clement, but again, solid performance from the defenders there. Ball back to Evariste Tosi, and too hard for them. For a throw-in by Irene Burungi.
The two teams have to make sure that they're not losing the ball easily in the midfield, because once you lose it, it goes the other way. They're really quick, both teams, when it comes to countering, so they have to be very quick on decision making, especially when they're trying those long balls.
Absolutely. Aisha Mnuk, Kaimu, Sulemani, Kaimu, Sulemani. Into Clement Sanga with a good run there. Quality dribble on the right-hand side. Sanga with a cross there, trying to get to Aisha Munuk. Back to Sanga. Again, quality clearance there coming in from Lydia Nadera.
The one thing that you're going to notice is the discipline that the Simba Queens have. They're trying to maintain their formation of the 4-3-3, and that has come out very clearly. If you look at that counter-attack again, look at where the two other strikers were coming in when Sanga had the ball. So really good discipline there exhibited by Simba.
Shot by Denai Bobo. Doesn't hit the target. Goal kick. Daisy Nakaziro plays the ball, trying to get the ball into the midfield, but again, solid performance by Kaimu. Kaimu picked by Bukuru Bobo plays wide to Evariste into the midfield. Clement Munuk, Flavin Mawete tries to play the ball back to Kaimu. Again, Madame Christine comes in at the nick of time to play the ball out for a throw-in. Again, a quick throw in there. Ball to Aisha. And again, this time round, Madame Christine comes in and plays the ball out, and is the first corner of the game. Kaimu Maimuna. Big cross there, Bakaimo. Goalkeeper comes out, drops it. Again, Lydia Nadera, quick reaction there, plays the ball to Nagadia Joella. Back to Irene Birungi. Birungi. Big one trying to get to Noella. Joella back into the midfield for Ritisha Nabosa, Irene Birungi. Irene Akirar with everyone dropping back in their defensive mode. Again, picked in the midfield by Nyadera. Nyadera tries a good shot, but I would call it a weak shot. Goalkeeper has very easy time, Rugomba, to pick it up.
But it was going to no one. She should have put it on the line and made Ikwaput or Spencer make the run, because they can.
Absolutely. Spencer with a shot. Spencer! Spencer Nakaswa with a rooftop shot right to the mark.
I did speak about losing those balls, and when you lose it in such a dangerous area, that is what is meant to happen. That is what is bound to happen. A beautiful cross there from Ikwaput. Well finished. Good decision making there by Spencer. She can shoot, and she does shoot, and up the corner it goes into the net, and she tells everyone in her team, calm down, this is just the beginning, we're going to finish this game with pride.
Well, what a way to start for the Lady Doves of Uganda, because in the 22nd minute, Spencer Nakaswa finds the goalkeeper napping for the first goal. of the day. We have a game on our hands.
We definitely have a game on our hands. We're going to see Simba now picking up the pace, trying to get a quick answer there. And it's bound to be in winning this 50-50 balls here that they're going to try and make their counter-attack. So it's going to be quite an interesting position to be in for Lady Doves. And it's also going to make us see the kind of reaction the Simba Queens will have for this.
Absolutely. Fazila Ikoput. But the ball is played out for a throw-in by Evariste Tosi. Well, the referee says it's a throw-in, and it has to be retaken by Evariste Tosi. Tosi trying to get hold of Joella Bukuru. Solid performance there by the Lady Doves. Irina Kiror in the midfield to Leticia Nabosa. Nabosa tries to play a long shot, but again, the distance was too far for her to give her a correct strike.
You know, when you're in that kind of distance, you have to make sure that at least you move forward more. She has a tendency of trying to take it out when she's a little bit too far.
Well, another rasping shot there from Spencer Nakaswa. 2 goals to her credit in this tournament so far. 20th minute. Spencer Nakaswa calming the Lady Doves' nerves. On the left, Evariste Tosi into the midfield. Bukuru lost it to Ikoput. Ikoput plays it back to Irene. Irene to Sarah Nakuria. Nakuria to Irene. Big punt forward to Ikoput. Ikoput, Joella, and it's a foul. A foul.
A foul on Ikoput there, and in a very dangerous area, you have to say. The Simba Queens have to be careful with the fouls and where they're giving the fouls, because you don't want to give a team like Lady Doves, a team that knows they can shoot, a team with precision from those kind of distances. It's going to cost you.
Absolutely. Madame Christine standing right next to the ball. Quite a number of red shots in the box. Count 8 shots in the box. Christian tries to punt the ball to the upper 90, but again, it doesn't hit the target this time round.
Not very smartly curved in, a little bit too much power on it. She should have gone for precision and not power, because that angle was very, very tight.
Difficult angle indeed. Referee calls for an infringement. Madame Christine. Well, the Lady Doves champions 2021 for the Ugandan League. Coach Fred Musimi normally leads his charges based in Masindi. Today coming into this championship, knowing that a win for them will grant them the 3rd position and in essence $10,000 US. Kaimu Maimuna. Quick touch there by Mavete Flavin. But again, solid performance there from Simba. Spencer, Joella, and Joella pushes Fatuma Suleiman off the ball. And a quick wrist touch there by Simba to Joella Bukuru on the left-hand side of the attack, trying to get hold of Aisha Munuk. But again, A poor first touch sends the ball out for a goal kick.
The Simba Queens are known to be very, very spirited, and this is the moment they can show that spirit. They need to step up. They need to give the fight of their lives. You know, living this competition with pride is one of the things that you'd want to do. And I know I'd want to do that, Gilbert. So they need to show more spirit, show more cause.
Well, ball back to Suleimani. Bobo. Pass master back to Suleimani. Suleimani trying to get hold of the key striker at the top, Aisha Jafari. Get solid defending by Madame Christine on the Lady Dove side. It's a foul, says the referee. Clear foul there on Jafari. A quick start, Asha Jafari. Quick ball movement, quick feet. Again, tussles out with Madame Christine. And eventually, Madame Christine wins the battle. It's a foul. She starts a quick start there from the back. Plays to Irene Akiror. Spencer. Back to Nakuya. She loses it and picked it again into the midfield by Spencer. Spencer with a run. Tries to play the ball back, but again picked by Joella Bukuru. Bukuru, long punt there but to Aisha Mnuk. Picked out in the midfield. Again, Madame Christine. Leticia Nabosa. Again, poor pass from the midfield by Sarah Nakuya. Straight to the goalkeeper, Gelwa Rugomba. Build up from the back. Suleimani, the captain of the day, in the absence of the injured Mwanakamba. In the midfield, Bukuru to Evariste Tosi. Again, the referee feels that Bukuru has been infringed upon. And it's a foul in the midfield. Quick start again. Bukuru. That's a tricky.
That was very, very clever play there by the assistant captain of the Lady Doves, Leticia Nabosa. Midfield maestro. She's been outstanding in this tournament.
Absolutely. Ecofoot fighting it out. Mawete. Followed up by Irene Birungi. Quick restart, Munuk. Nuk plays it back to Evariste Tosi. Bukuru into the midfield. And a good pass to Mawete. Again, the first touch fails her. Ball picked and quickly restart to Irene on the right hand side. Loses it out into the midfield. Yadera. Leticia, big punt to Joella. Goalkeeper Gelua Rugomba comes and picks it up. Starts the ball to the midfield maestro Bobo. Again with a poor pass, intercepted by Madame Christine for a throw-in for Simba. Kaimu. Asha. Clement picked by Irene Akiror into the midfield. Nakaswa. Again, when you expected that she was going to deliver a good pass, she makes a wrong pass, and the response is that they get a throw-in.
You say it's an accurate mispass.
An accurate mispass.
You know it wants to go to one direction, but it just decides to take you to the other. And well, Gilbert, football gets interesting when you see those kind of passes, and you know, we usually say, what is it thinking? But
absolutely, if I am the one on the touchline, I would be very, very livid, because those are technical things that you work on in the field of play. Passing being one of them, control being another, heading, shooting. All these are technical things that most coaches work on for the most part in the week. And of course, the tactical part only coming in the last few days towards the game.
Well,
on to the right, Irene Birungi into the box. Birungi, good shot there. Again, she really doesn't hit the target. Well, you would expect that she should have been bringing in a cross.
She should have brought in the cross. Look at that run, beautiful run. The defenders were not marking their persons, and actually the right person who would have been given that ball was Joelia. Look at where she was standing. Nobody was marking her. She was right in the middle. She should have gotten to do a better job with that cross.
Absolutely. Irene Burungi has not scored in this game, and of course they just wanted to get into the score sheet. But again, her defensive qualities outshine the
coming out
finishing.
stronger, you know. We would have thought probably she's clearing the ball from her own side, but
absolutely.
But it's good to try.
It's good to try.
Get to get a shot off target.
Irene at the top, Slimani picked in the midfield by Bukuru. Bukuru to Tosi. Tosi. Big run down by Munuk. Goalkeeper Nakaziro goes down just to take off some few moments from the game.
Well, Daisy Nakaziro is an excellent keeper, Gil, but the one thing that she can do to better herself is when she's taking the goal kicks, because she knows she has very fast players in her team on the wings. Probably she should put the ball on the line and then they can make the runs from there, because when you put that ball in the middle, it becomes a 50-50, anybody's ball.
So your advice to Daisy Nakaziro is to utilize the speed out there by the likes of Fazila, Nagadia and Spencer by playing what we call a counter-attack in football terms.
Yes, trying the counter-attack here could just be of help.
Absolutely.
Easy pick for her. She
Easy
has
pick. She decides to slow down the game. She plays the ball upwards. I think Mawete was in an offside position by the time the ball was being played.
I think so too, but there was no call from the referee. She did look like she was coming from an onside position.
Well, for the first time in 4 games, I've seen the Lady Doves not sitting back. Yes, they're putting pressure throughout from the word go. And on the right-hand side with a beautiful punt, goalkeeper picks it out. They've decided to throw everything into attack in the first few minutes of the game. 34 minutes on the clock gone by, and still Simba trailing the Lady Doves by 1-0.
It is because they have changed their formation a little bit. They usually play the traditional 4-4-2. Today they're playing the 4-3-3. They've added Joelia into attack. That means they have 3 players playing at the front, and their midfield is really covered by the likes of Naboso.
Absolutely. Aisha Munok, Evariste Tosi. Evariste Tosi against Spencer. Again, proper control there in the box. Clement Sanga caught in an offside position.
And that is because the Lady Doves never play the high line. If you look at how they've been doing it throughout, that was a very marginal offside. And it is just because I think it's Birungi Adrin who was slightly just in it, and that would have been very dangerous play there.
Very dangerous play. Mazila drops back into the defense. They're trying to help out Madam Christine on the left-hand side. Christine, solid performance by Suleimani lost it. Asha Jafari lost it and picked by Clement Sanga. Sanga tries to go it alone, picked by Flavin plays it to Bukuru. Bukuru, the midfield maestro. Bukuru, Irene Burungi comes out on top.
Good footwork being displayed by the Simba Queens. However, they need to know when to release the ball fast enough in order to make those counter-attacks count. Because when you hold on the ball too much, you're giving the other side time to know what you're going to do. And already your strategy has failed. And that's why we see the Lady Doves winning the ball easily, because the Simba Queens are not releasing the ball early enough.
Well, Gladys Bidecha intimating that Lady Doves have denied the Simba Queens time and space to be able to operate from by changing their formation from their traditional 4-4-2 into a 4-3-3 formation, meaning that Simba playing a 4-3-3 is a battle in the midfield. Nyadera, Birungi, big punt forward. Tilemani, the captain today. Leticia Nabosa against Bobo. Nabosa played to Madame Christine. Madame Christine advanced. Again, solid performance from Kaimuni. Kaimu, Asha Jaffrey dropping back into the defense to help out. The throw in again for Simba Queens. Kaimu, Maimuna, Lavin. Again, Simba still trying to find their footing. Coach Ali Omar in the dugout, giving instructions to Bobo. Bobo, long punt forward, trying to get to Clement. But again, the first assistant, Jane Cherono, flags that for an offside on Clement Sanga.
Correct call by the referee there and the first assistant, and they need to look at how the Lady Dove defense is lining up in order to know when to make their runs and how fast their reaction is.
Telemani, Singano. Picked by Nyadera. Nyadera plays the ball work to Ikoput. Joelia back to Ratisia. Ratisia to Nyadera. Nyadera, solid performance there for Suleimani. Doing a perfect job in the defense. Flavin to Clement. Clement to Flavin. Flavin Mawete. Again, the organization by the Lady Doves defensively has been absolutely spot on.
Adrian has her work cut out for her there.
Mawete, Aisha, a good shot there. Goalkeeper Daisy Nakaziro shows them why she's the chosen goalkeeper amongst the three. Being the third goalkeeper, puts the goalkeeper number 1 and 2 on the bench. It just shows you that the kind of qualities that Nakaziro has.
Well, at 24 years old with that kind of quality, this is one lady we are bound to see for a very, very, very long time. I know we have keepers who've played up to 39, 40 years, so she has a lot of lifeline.
Absolutely. So throw in by Evariste Tosi. Big punt forward. Clement wins it in the air. Goalkeeper comes out. Again, Daisy Nakaziro. 24 years of age. Voted the best shot stopper in the Ugandan league. Ties a trade with the Ugandan national team, lady women's team. Good shot there. Good stop by Gelwa Rugomba.
The communication there was excellent from the Simba defense because they saw the cross coming in and none of them decided to go for it and call out the goalkeeper. That is very good communication from the Simba Queen side. And Suleiman, who is not playing her traditional right back position, has been doing an excellent job commanding in that central defense.
Absolutely. Those long balls, trying to find that space in between the Lady Dove back four and the goalkeeper are really not working out because Nakaziro has studied the way the Simba Queens are trying to organize themselves, and with the long punts have really not made a mark in terms of trying to permeate the final third.
The confidence boost for Lady Doves that goal has brought is very evident. Since they've scored that goal, the Simba Queens are having a hard time even stringing passes. This is not the kind of play we know them for, Gilbert, and they just have to be a little bit more calm. They have a little bit time of they have a little bit time left on the clock before this first half wraps up. I am confident they can get something. However, they just need to be more calm, more composed.
Again, a foul in the midfield by Bobo. As we said from the onset, it's going to be a lot of tussle between those two players. Ratisia Nabosa against the pass master, Danai Bobo, in the midfield for Simba Queens.
There she is, game face on, wondering what she can do for her team, what is not working out. And you can see the coach asking himself what is going on with these charges, because normally they're very good with controlling the ball. They're very good at it, and it's just not working out.
It's not working out on either side, trying to bypass the midfield, trying to play the ball behind the defenders and have their strikers run. But so far, the quality of passes to the strikers has been very wanting. Into the midfield, Slimani. Slimani plays the ball to Haimuni. She loses it out. Again, big tussle there between Slimani and Ikoput. Slimani wins it, back to Madame Christine with a long punt to no one, and picks up by Jelita Singano, plays it to goalkeeper. She starts it off to Bobo. Then Bobo into the midfield, Bukuru to Clement, beautiful control there. Quick fit there by Flavin, and Clement back to Kaimu Maimuna into the midfield. Joella Bukuru and trying to get to Flavin Mawete Basolo. Again, as we said, the ball's too long for the strikers to get to. And Daisy Nakaziro knows that we are 45 minutes to clock with only 1 minute remaining of added time. And she decides to slow down the game. Aisha Nuka puts pressure on her. And any time from now, the referee comes in, and I think there should be a caution. Well, the first assistant, Jane Gerono, feels that the ball had gone out for a corner. And there's a quick take there by Aisha Mnunka, picked by Irene Birungi. Birungi straight to Joella, picked up in the midfield by Bobo. Bobo plays back to Slimani. Slimani, Kaimuni Maimuna, and the center referee, Josephine Wanjiko from Kenya, calls this game to a close. It's halftime. And initially, the goalkeeper actually stepped out of the field, and the reason why the referee had to call it for a corner. And what a shot by Spencer Nakaswa to put Lady Doves of Uganda up. And a quick celebration there from a lady who has been absolutely fantastic on the left-hand side of the attack. And as we go to the halftime break, Simba Queens trailing the Lady Doves of Uganda by 1-0.
Well, it's halftime at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani, and the Lady Doves of Uganda leading by a goal to nil. It's been that kind of game. Really, really good, really entertaining to watch. And at the end of that first 45, the stats say that it's been fairly even, Stevens, especially when you look at the terms of attempts on target, 3 for Simba Queens, 2 for Lady Doves. Corners, we've had Simba Queens leading that one 3-0. And then it's really been a clean game. No yellow cards, no red card, and just the 3 offside for Simba. So yes, Simba maybe just straying into the offside a couple of times, lady and gentlemen. But all in all, the Lady Doves have done well. They've got the lead, and the coach and the person who you guys picked up and said, you know what, let's watch out for Spencer. We think Spencer can do the job. She did it.
We have to give it out to Gladys there. She called it, and true to it, she gave us something to talk about during the halftime analysis, because you would actually think that Simba were the team that played up till 120 minutes. It was that disappointing from Simba, because we expected Simba to come out, you know, guns blazing. They played 90 minutes. They played before Lady Doves played, so they had more time to rest, recuperate, and come back. But it has been shocking. I don't know what Coach Ali is going to tell the ladies during halftime.
Gladys, what do you think has happened to Simba? Because we saw Simba in the first half of the semi. They looked really good, really compact, the way they passed and moved the ball. Not so much in this game. What is it? Is it the size of the pitch? Is it the physicality of the Lady Doves? Is it the fatigue of having played so many games? Is it the fact that they've made several changes to their team?
I think it's the fact that these two sides have met before, but Lady Doves became the smarter of the two. At the end of the day, I did say earlier on before this match started that whoever is going to get their tactics right from the onset is going to win this game. And look at what Lady Doves have done. They've actually destroyed the midfield of the Simba Queens, and they are unable to make any strings of passes, and this is not the Simba that we're used to. I was even expecting a more spirited side after they conceded, because if you compare the way they conceded their goal, the first goal against Vihiga Queens, and how they've conceded this one, really they don't look like they're hungry to win this match, and that is an issue for concern for me, because normally the Simba Queens are very, very spirited side, and this for me is going to be a little bit of an issue, and I want to see how they're going to get back into the second half, keeping in mind they're not really the best second half team that we've seen in this tournament.
Ellie, what about the physical aspect of it, the physicality aspect of Lady Doves? I think they are bigger. I think they are stronger. Dare I say they are fitter than Simba Queens?
Yes, you can say that, because they played 120 minutes. Now they're showing us from the get-go that they're ready to win this match. They're in it, and as you can see the way they're defending, it's a defensive masterclass from Lady Doves. Each and every time the attackers of Simba get the ball, it's 2 versus 1. The other side, it's Adrien and Irene keeping Musolo at bay. This other side, Mununka had to move to the other side because it was too hard for her. Madame Christine was superb. She kept her at bay. No cross from Mununka. Mununka has been trying, but she hasn't really managed to beat her opponent. And for me, that is the best attribute of Lady Doves. Breaking them down, it was really hard. CBE had to use something of world-class stature in order to beat Lady Doves' defense, because that goal was superb. Now we are waiting to see that. I think Coach Ali should have seen what CBE did in the previous game. The 1-2 passes between your forwards, that's what is going to beat them. If you don't do that, if you're going to play power play, you're going to be beaten, because they're too physical. It's 2 versus 1 each and every time. Be on the right side, the left side, and in the middle, you definitely can't beat them through the middle.
And then another thing that's failing them is the fact that they're not completing their passes. Their passes are becoming too short. And the decision-making in the final third is also a little bit wanting. We're seeing the forwards holding the ball too much, not releasing it too early. That is going to be a problem. They have to know when to let it go. When it's 1-2, 1-2, it has to be fast. We keep saying that here, but we're not the coaches. We're just giving our opinion here.
Maybe you should apply to be a coach.
Here's the thing, guys. Let's look at the goal. Let's see that goal, because that's the main decider so far in the first 45. It was all about this, and once again we've spoken about it. It comes from a pass and then the defender can't quite get away. And from there, you just knew there is trouble. The pressing is really good, the pass out is good, and what about that shot from Spencer? Edge of the box. I think the only person who's blameless in that whole sequence of play is the goalkeeper.
True, very true.
I don't think there's anything she can do about it.
There's
I think
nothing
we
she
can,
could
we
do
can
about
also
it.
say Suleiman, because
Yes.
she was left for dead here. I mean, what could she have done? And it's a killer instinct from Spencer. Get the ball one time, hit it, you know,
and
two
hit
touches,
it
actually.
right above where there's nothing the goalkeeper would have done, no matter how fast she would have moved. Very strong, very powerful. As you two gentlemen have rightfully put it, their physicality is playing for them and not against them. They know they have the power in those feet to put those kind of shots, and that is exactly what they're doing. And in this case, it is working for the Lady Doves. However, they need to make sure that they stop losing the ball easily in the midfield. Actually, both teams are, but the Lady Doves look like they're picking it faster. If you look at how the goal built up, came through, it is because the Simba defense just lost the ball.
Yes, because there's a chance to clear, then there's a second chance to clear, then there's a third chance to clear, and they sort of pass it on like, no, you try, no, you make the mistake now, you make the mistake, and in the end they get punished for it.
This is a side that is not, the Simba side is really not confident, and that is worrying me because they play excellent football. They play football that any woman, any man would want to play with them, but here there's no confidence at all.
Could it be lack of motivation? Is it possible that a team would be feeling... Because look, people normally say the third and fourth place playoff game is the hardest game to play because really you want to be playing in the final,
Yes.
but you've dropped down. Could it be a case of, oh no, you know, how do you... I don't know, I'm clutching at straws here.
I mean, right now, there's motivation, to be honest. There's money to play for here. It's not that it's just a dead rubber game. No, there's money to play for here. So there's that motivation. But I do think an availability of the captain, Mwamakamba,
Yes.
is a big factor here, because in the previous game, when she was subbed, they got scored. Today, you're not seeing that leadership. Although Suleiman Fatuma is trying at the back to rally the defenders, it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. And the captain, you need that leader who's going to rally the champs. Come on, guys, let's do this. Go there, tackle there, go here. I mean, we've lacked that aspect of the game from Simba Queens today.
Let's look at the... Sorry, Gladys. Let's look at the subs and see maybe what can Simba change from the substitutions, Gladys, and how you can come in. There, the list of players. Who comes in and changes something? Or is it within the starting 11 that is currently playing?
Well, I think right now Monique Kipoi would be a good addition to this team. They need that extra push there at the front. They look like they've lacked ideas at the front. She would be excellent. Zena Rashid is another good substitute that can come in just to spice up and add on to that midfield, or she can even fall back to defense. It really is something that could work for them because they have players who are very versatile.
What about the Lady Doves? Do they change anything? Is there need to change anything?
No need, absolutely no need to change anything. But if you're going to change something, maybe Nora Alupo is the only person I'm seeing that could bring in the much needed change up front.
Yeah, because Joelia, she's had a good game physically. She's, you talked about her and Fatima, and we've seen that several times. She's being shoved off. She's very heavily built, so that is working for her. However, Aluponora is one person who would want to bring into this game, drain the energy completely out of these Simba Queens if you want to get a second goal and seal that win.
Any chance of Simba coming back, or have Lady Doves sort of sealed this one?
You know, you're throwing us into the deep end here, James. I think Simba can come back. They have shown ability to come back and score goals. The question will be, how will they start the first 10 minutes of the second half? It'll be really much dependent on how fast their build-up is and how fast their reaction is every time they're losing the ball. Can Simba come back to this? Yes, I believe they can. One goal is never really secure. And they say in football, if they get, if Lady Doves score a second, they usually say 2 goals up is not a guarantee you're going to win the game. I think they can come back to it.
Will they come back?
Yes, they will.
Fantastic. Ellie, do you think Simba can come back in this one, or should Lady Doves start discounting and saying, you know what, we finished third?
Football is a game of chances and it's a game of mistakes. We've just seen a mistake being done by Simba's defense. They've been punished. Can Lady Dove's defense make a mistake? I don't think so. Are Simba creating chances? No, they're not. They're trying to, but it's proving quite difficult. So I don't think they're going to get back into this game. I think they really have to dig deep to get back into this game.
You know, it's never over until the fat lady sings. I'm going to go with them. I'm going to give them a benefit
devil's
of
advocate. It's
doubt.
okay.
And then, you know, and just go with them all the way through to the 90 minutes, because when you're a champion, you always have to find motivation and find something in you to win it.
Well, guys, and just to remind you, after this game, later on coming up is the big one, it's the final. You've got Vihiga Queens from Kenya taking on the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia from Ethiopia. That's an exciting prospect there, Ellie.
That's the final we wanted to see. The two best teams so far. Vihiga Queens, power play. CBE, creativity. That's what we want to see. It's a big pitch. Like you said earlier, it's a big pitch. So let's see how CBE are going to play.
This is where they started the first game of the group stages from. This is where Vihiga lost. Vihiga have a point to prove. They want to show that them losing in the first game was a mistake. But CBE will also come in and say, you know what, we've been good throughout this tournament. We're going to show you how it's done, and probably we're going to take this ticket.
But I do have to say that it's not going to be all about tactics and football. A final can be very scrappy. It's the team that is more determined that is going to win. So we might wax lyrical about CBE here, but Vihiga Queens,
I tell you what, Ellie, we will catch up with that game. We will watch that game. It's the final. It's at 4 p.m. But for now, it's time for the second half. Simba Queens have it all to do. They are a goal down against the Lady Doves. What happens? One way to find out. That's right here. Let's join commentary, Coach Gilbert Selebwa and Gladys.
Welcome back to the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani, where the CAF Women's Champions League CECAFA qualifiers have entered into their penultimate stage. We are playing the third and fourth place with the Simba Queens trailing Lady Doves by 1-0. Remember, this tournament has been renamed Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan CAF Women's Champions League Qualifiers 2021. And Samia herself, the president of the Republic of Tanzania, has given $100,000 for the support of these women championship. The second half of the third and fourth playoff between Lady Doves and Simba will be ushered in by the center referee Josephine Wanjiko from Kenya, who will be assisted by the first assistant Jane Cherono, second assistant Caroline Kailis, and the fourth official as Nekech Geberiye. Well, the referee Josephine Wanjiko takes us through the start of the second half, and the word on the mouth of everyone here is, can Simba pull a comeback in this one? Well, 45 minutes will be standing in between the Simba Queens and the Lady Doves of Uganda. Flavin Mawete. Mawete with a big cross there, trying to get hold of Aisha Munuk. Aisha Munuk, the diminutive player, plays it back again. Very, very solid performance there from midfield maestro Leticia Nabosa, the number 17 midfield maestro on the Lady Doves side. The throw-in, Aisha Munuk. Long punt trying to get to Clement Sanga. Again, clearance by Leticia Nabosa. Playing so deep in the defense. Nyadera, Spencer on the run on the left-hand side of your talk. Again, trying to get to Joella, but again, the first assistant, Jane Cherono, feels that there was an infringement. I know it's been a long, long walk from the post-match. Welcome back.
Thank you, Gilbert. It has been a bit of a distance, but I've enjoyed the walk. I'm enjoying the breeze and the beautiful football weather here in the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani. Beautiful games being played here, Gilbert. And what a match this is turning out to be. The Lady Doves being exceptionally good at the first half. Let's see if the Queens can find it in them to bring something out.
Absolutely. Fazila Ikwaput to the left-hand side, Spencer Nakaswa. Back to Leticia Nabosa, picked in the midfield by Asha Jaffrey. Jaffrey trying to play long pass, picked by Irene Birungi. Irene Birungi in the midfield. Evariste Tosi. Evariste Tosi. Flavin, a big run. Flavin trying to find the space. Again, the tactical application there by Flavin with a lot of pressure that has been put out by Leticia Nabosa. Finds herself in an unnatural position and kicks the ball out for a goal kick. Well, we do expect that Simba Queens will come back very, very strongly. They've really not come out the way we expected in the first half. Their passing game was neutralized by the quick runs made by the Lady Doves and a solid performance from the Lady Doves back four, led by Nakito Nabira and Irene Akiror. Into the midfield, Bukuru plays it to Clement Sanga. Sanga plays it wide. Again, solid performance by Madame Christine. Madame Christine, the big punt forward. Tilimani running to it and plays the ball back to Gelwa Rugomba. Rugomba, Julieta Singano. Singano into the midfield to Danai Bobo. Danai Bobo, long punt trying to get to Flavin. Again, poor pass intercepted by Irene Birungi. Back into the midfield, Nyadera. Nyadera. Asha Jaffrey picks it out. Flavin. Flavin. Again, the referee intercepts it. And it's going to be a drop ball in favor of the Simba Queens. Asha Jaffrey. Jaffrey again. The referee gets into the way. This time round, she throws where she's not too close to. Evariste, Flavin, good chest control there. Good shot, good turn. But again, easy catch for goalkeeper Daisy Nakaziro.
The thing about that skill is very beautiful. She did turn very well. However, that was a very, very weak shot. I think it is because she turned too fast. Easy pick for the goalkeeper. But Gilbert, really, Simba Queens look like the team that played 120 minutes and not the Lady Doves. The fitness level of this Lady Dove team is absolutely extraordinary. They have a lot of endurance, and that is something that is working in their favor, this Lady Dove team.
Absolutely. They've been very, very solid in the defense. Their compactness has worked for them. They have denied Simba Queens time and space to be able to operate in. And anytime they pick the ball, they also try to avoid the midfield by playing the ball to their top three players, Spencer Nakaswa, Nagadia Joel, and Fazila Ikoput, to try and run the Simba rearguard down. In the midfield, Bobo tries to get to Bukuru. Bukuru, the midfield maestro. There's some little tricks in there. Bukuru plays the ball to Flavin. Flavin, and again, solid performance there by Leticia. And the referee feels that Nyadera has actually fouled Flavin Bawete right at the top of the box.
Clever play there by the midfield maestro of the Simba Queens. And as we look at that foul again, just a little bit of a nudge, but it can be very uncomfortable. What a place to win a free kick, and they should make a meal out of this one.
Bukuru, the midfield maestro, hasn't scored in this tournament from normal play, with an opportunity right at the edge of the box. Joelle Bukuru with a good cross in there. Easy pick for Daisy Nakaziro, captain fantastic on the Lady Dove side. Back to Spencer Nakaswa. Nakaswa to Joella. Joella in a battle there against Bobo. Joella, good cross, picked, good, beautiful control there from central defender Julita Singano. And again, a poor clearance by Evariste Tosi gives the Lady Doves with a throw-in. Irene Virungi. Virungi plays the ball, picked again by solid defender Julita Zingano. Into the midfield to Flavin Musolo. Musolo tries to get to Aisha Munuk. Aisha Munuk against Madame Christine. Madame Christine, Aisha Munuk, and Madame Christine comes out the better of the player. Back to Fazila Ikoput. Good run on the left-hand side. Ikoput tries to get hold of Joelia. Joelia, but Kaimo Maimuna ensures that the ball goes out for a goal kick.
A poorly taken goal kick there, Gilbert. And, you know, when you have fast players like Ikwoput and Spencer, you really want to make sure that your goal kick is going as far as possible. Because when you're giving out a throw ball in that area and you know the players of the other team are physically better, physically able to challenge your defenders, you want to make sure that you're clearing the ball as far as possible.
Well, little trick in the midfield by Retisa Rabosa. Akiror with a long punt here, trying to get to Spencer. Spencer loses it to Tosi. Tosi plays the ball into the midfield for Sanga. Sanga plays wide. Asha, Sanga. Asha, Mavete, again, the referee feels that was a dive, and Spencer plays back to the goalkeeper.
That was a clear dive, really. Just look at her positioning, and no contact at all, but she saw an opportunity and decided to take one. Unfortunately, the hawk-eyed referee saw it all.
Absolutely. Back to Ikwaput with a big punt. What a distance, 40 yards, and trying to get a shot on goal, but this time around again, technical application by Ikwaput.
The numbers were in their favor. It was 3v3. They should have done much more with it in that situation.
Sanga against Irene Akiror, and Akiror proves to be a very hard nut to crack for Sanga, Clement.
Just look at that body charge. Excellent work there by Irene Akiror. She has been a force to reckon with for this Lady Dove side. Absolutely solid defending, and thumbs up to the referee there for giving them that goal kick. And probably her feet just feeling the heat of that 120 minutes they played. And we are seeing the lethal lady for the Lady Doves team coming in, Alupo Nora, lady who knows how to maneuver with space. She is coming in for Nagadia Joelia. Nagadia Joelia has been bullying that defense. Now they're just adding firepower, more arsenal into that final third. This is Joelia and the impact that she's been having. This is the goal by Spencer.
Oh, beautiful goal there by Spencer Nakaswa. And I think they've withdrawn Nagadia Joella, the number 9, and brought in a faster Alupanora just to try and see whether they can be able to increase speed in the forward line. Alupanora with 3 goals to her credit, so far in the tournament. Coming in at least to solidify that forward line. Suleimani into Asha Jafari's feet. Asha Jafari. Aisha Mununka. Aisha Mununka. Asha. Asha. Aisha. Big cross there, but again, Madame Christine still battling it out. And the second assistant, Caroline Kills, calls it for a throw-in. Big build up there, Aisha Mununka with a big cross there in the box. Again, solid performance from the defenders there. Still in trouble, Bobo. Bobo with a good shot. Easy catch for Daisy Nakaziro.
If you're going to take those short corners, Gilbert, they have to be short, fast, and very, very precise. Make sure that your teammates are aware that you're making it short. This is communication that should have been done earlier on. And
back into the midfield, Leticia Nabosa. Nabosa, Nyadera. Nyadera trying to get to Alupanora. Alupanora back to Leticia. Leticia again with a big punt forward. I'm not sure why they're trying those long shots from quite a distance, because they have an opportunity to be able to move forward, the Lady Doves side, but they have literally decided to take shots from a distance of about 35 to 40 yards.
well, they do feel they have the firepower, Gilbert, and probably that's what they're trying. But what they should take advantage of is things like this.
Spencer trying to get to Alupanora. 3 goals to a credit, a good cross in there. But again, it really, really doesn't find the mark, and it goes out for a goal kick.
If you look at the Simba defense, Gilbert, they are opening up. That means that their fullbacks are running all the way back, and that is leaving space in the midfield, just right behind the central defensive midfielders. Something that is going to work for them if they use it properly. Frustration there, and I didn't think that was a handball, but well, really no contact at all.
Clement Sanga feels that she actually did not handle the ball, but used her face or her head to control that ball. But the center referee, Josephine Wanjiku, doesn't want to hear none of that. It's a throw-in, Irene Birungi. Irene Birungi, the throw-in. Spencer. Spencer, neat turn, good cross into the box, cleared by Kaimuni Maimuna. Into the feet of Bukuru, midfield general, to Clement Sanga. Sanga into Asha. Asha Jafari. Asha turning around, plays the ball back to Bobo. Bobo, Evariste. Evariste, Bobo. Bobo, Evariste. Big punt forward, trying to get to Clement Sanga. Clement Sanga, she goes to the ground, but again, the solid performance there from the Lady Doves defenders denies Simba an opportunity for a shot. Picked in the midfield by Asha Jafari. Asha Jafari denied by Alupanora. Alupanora into Sara Nakuya. Nakuya, long pass picked by Suleimani. Suleimani, Bobo. Bobo, again picked by Fazila Ikoput. Ikoput denied by solid defending by Julita Singano. Singano into the midfield. Battle there between Bukuru and Irene Birungi. Quick start, Bukuru, Clement Sanga. Again, solid performance there from Nakita Nabira. Back pass, almost. going past the keeper. And a poor clearance by Julita Singano.
Well, look at that. That was a penalty, in my opinion, Gilbert. Surely that should have been given to the Simba Queens. Unfortunately, the referee didn't see it. Neither did the first official.
Spencer, the goalkeeper almost gifting Kaimu Maimuna.
Well, look at that, Gilbert. What a poor clearance there. A little bit of miscommunication in the defense of the Simba Queens, and they have to improve. And you can see Maimuna there telling her charges, calm down, and that is the Simba defense really looking defeated. And, you know, they usually say the 1-0 loss is usually so painful, Gilbert.
Absolutely. Ikwaputu with the long punt. Goalkeeper comes out, doesn't put her hands onto the ball. Again, some quality clearance there from Suleimani. Plays the ball to Clement Sanga. Sanga to Aisha Mununka. Aisha Mununka to Sanga. Sanga again. Madame Christine comes out at the nick of time to clear the ball out.
Look at that. Corner well taken, well put into the box. Goalkeeper did her best there, but clearance was good by her defense.
Absolutely. Good control by Julita Singano. And then denied here by Spencer. Spencer again, very good recovery here from Julita Singano to deny Spencer an opportunity to get a shot on goal. Irene Birungi.
And Gilbert, this is the kind of mistakes I'm saying you cannot afford to make that mistake when you have very fast players doing that. You know, they can do that kind of run. She's lucky her recovery is also equally good. However, with Spencer and Ikwaputu on one side, and now they've added Nora Lupo, you have to be extremely fast from those back passes.
Absolutely. Another tussle there between Suleimani and Ikwaputu. And Suleimani decides to place the ball out.
You know, the Simba Queens are not known for their very physical play. They are more of a creativity. So they need to make sure that they clear the balls very fast. They're very creative players. However, when it comes to physicality, this Lady Dove side have absolutely incredible endurance.
Incredible endurance. And they're still onto that ball, bringing a good cross in there by Madame Christine, and it's a corner kick. Well, Lady Doves still pushing on, and the ball is left to Leticia Nabosa. Nine red shots in the box. Leticia Nabosa with a big cross. Good header there from Lupinora. But again,
well,
piece
Gilbert,
of miscommunication.
Yes, miscommunication, because that was Madame Christine right in front of Lupinora. Lupinora should have told her, hey, look, just get that defender out of this space and I'll show you what I can do with that header. But good set pieces we're seeing here from this Lady Doves.
Absolutely. Well, it's a race for 10,000 shillings, $10,000. $10,000 is what these two teams are fighting for. And also the third best team in the tournament. Edrin Birungi to Ikwaput. Ikwaput to Spencer. Spencer. While trying some tricks there, but it didn't work. Still in the box.
And you know,
And a foul by Spencer on Julita Singano.
well, a yellow card there for Spencer, the lady who scored the goal. And look at this, Gilbert. Really, she doesn't even move. And you know, it's very funny. And then she goes on to make a very unnecessary tackle there on the defender. She has herself to blame for that. Really wasted time as she was waiting for her teammates to come through.
Simba Queen still pushing. Kaimu Maimuna tries to get to Clement Sanga. Sanga wriggles herself out and still in possession of the ball. Sanga trying to get herself into the box. Still Sanga. Good shot there from Asha Jaffrey. Again, goalkeeper Daisy Nakaziro, Captain Fantastic, puts the ball in her grip.
Good skill there we're seeing from the left back, and she's telling her that is the third time you're giving her space. That is the third time you're making such a mistake. We're leaving this tournament with a clean sheet as we see wondering who's down there.
Well, again, that was Clement Sanga wriggling through 1, 2, 3 players. Again, poor clearance. Good setup from Sanga and quality shot there from Asha Jaffrey, igniting
And look at
some
that.
moments there on the bench by Coach Ali Omar.
Well, he's not pleased because he feels that should have been converted into something, and still trying to figure out which player was down injured, and it looks like Spencer.
I think Spencer looks like a spent force.
Well,
Because, she really doesn't have the oomph
she doesn't
she
have
started with. Yes.
Yes, that is true, and looks like, look at that, 2, 3, 4. Well, probably that is the reason why she took it a little bit easy on herself, just wondering where are her teammates. The foul is one there. That is assistant captain Riticia Naboso going down there. Substitution for Lady Doves, and we see Spencer has made way, and Elizabeth Nakigozi comes in, and what a goal she gave the Lady Doves. That is the goal, the only goal separating the two sides here. And Elizabeth Nakigozi, midfield maestro, comes in. Probably they're reverting back into a 4-4-2 here, Gilbert, because Nakigozi Elizabeth, you do remember in the last match, did play in the midfield.
Well, a good punt forward there by the new substitute Elizabeth Nakigozi, who's coming in place of the injured Spencer Nakaswa. Nakaswa scored the first goal, and that is Elizabeth Nakigozi. Nakigozi, very, very strong lady, and she goes down in the first minute of the game, probably injuring. She's actually holding her ankle.
Well, her fresh legs are causing trouble already. You can see she gave out that beautiful free kick, and I think it's just oh, that was a little
Yes,
bit.
that is a stomping by Julita Singano.
It is. And
Yeah,
can be very painful.
absolutely. Could
Yeah.
be life-threatening.
going to shake it off at the sidelines as she waits to get back into action. And there she is, Nakigozi Elizabeth. She's coming for Spencer, the goal scorer of the Lady Dove side.
Madame Christine. Alupinora. Battle of the midfield, a big punt forward, trying to get to Ikoput. Ikoput turns back, plays to Elizabeth Nakigozi. Nakigozi back to Ikoput. The long punt picked by the solid defender, Slemani. Bobo in the midfield, long punt, trying to get to Flavin. Well, she loses it out to Sarah Nakuya. Nakuya again loses it out to Asha Jaffari. Jaffari, Munuk is a long punt to Munuk, picked in the defense by Irene Birungi. Birungi, big punt, forward, Yadera, back to Ikoput. Ikoput, Birungi. Birungi, long punt again, no man's land, picked by Julita Singano. Singano again, the ball still in the air. Flavin, trying to get to Clement. Again, solid performance there from Akirol. Into the midfield, picked by Sarah Nakuya. Again, loses it out to Evariste. Evariste into the defense line there, picked by Munuk. Again, losing it out. And Nora Alupo comes back to help out in the midfield. Big punt there by Irene. Again, Julita Singano. Kaimuni Maimuna tries to get to Clement Sanga, but again, a correct wrong pass, and it goes to Daisy Nakaziro. While Simba Queens trying to stamp the authority from the midfield, that it's been very, very difficult for them, especially defensively, for Coach Ali Omar on the Simba Queens side from Tanzania.
And they're losing out on all the 50-50 balls. They're picking them up nicely. A little bit of individual brilliance here and there, but they keep losing it.
Mavete, back to Bobo, trying to get the ball to the right back, Kaimuni Maimuna with a long punt. Again, Akiror coming in at the nick of time to thwart that attack. And back to Daisy Nakaziro.
Well, that was a very, very good cross brought in there. Excellent defending by the solid Irene Nakariro. She has been a force to reckon with in that defense. Very good play there.
Bukuru, back to Evariste, Bukuru, Aisha against Irene, Aisha still onto the ball. Good cross into the box. Again, too hard, and it's picked by Madame Christine. Madame Christine lets the ball roll out for a throw-in. She throws the ball, quick start there to Elizabeth Nakigozi. Nakigozi, poor pass again.
Well, Nakigozi just explaining there to Christine, I was expecting you to already be back. I was expecting you to be more vigilant.
Asha with a cross in there. Good interception by Nakita Nabira. Nabosa plays to Alupinora. Again, solid defending by Julita Singano.
Well, Julita Singalo and Aisha Suleiman really have to be careful with how they're standing in that areas, because she did lose that ball. Good defending there. Lupinora just a little bit too hard on her marker. However, the way they are standing, Gilbert, they're really leaving a lot of space in the middle.
Absolutely. Another good cross in there. But again, this time round, she doesn't hit the ball in the right way, and it goes out for a goal kick. 76 minutes gone with 30 minutes to go on the clock. Fred Musimi, for the first time, I've not seen him getting off that bench. Must be calm now. He knows that he's leading and therefore he's in his comfort zone. Again, a lot of missed passes coming from the Simba Queen midfielders. They've really not been able to find their mark, and the strikers are really struggling to come back, dropping back and trying to pick the ball in the midfield. By the time they change that into attack, they're fizzled out and they lose a lot of ball possession in that area. Bukuru, Bobo with a long pass to Kaimuni Maimun. Again, another wrong pass. Madame Christine not in a hurry. Ali Omar wondering what else he can be able to advise his queens in order to turn tables. Again, solid performance here from the Lady Doves. Have really put the queens at bay. And a foul there by Suleimani on Alupenora. The distance that I would say would be about 30 yards away from the goalkeeper.
The kind of distance that these Lady Doves love to have, and there she is asking, what did I do? Well, that was an infringement there, Fatima, I'm sorry, but the referee did get it right. And from this distance, just before they score the goal, Gilbert, they are dangerous. They know how to hit it hard, how to hit it high, and this could just be one of those moments that define this game and change it completely. And this is Ikwaput, and we saw her score from that distance against CBE.
Absolutely. Fazila Ikwaput, 26 years old, Ugandan international. 3 goals to her credit so far in this tournament, including a penalty in the semi-finals. Alongside Elizabeth Nakigozi. Good shot. Again, the direction is not there. The technical application missing. And as I sum up, is a poorly taken shot there.
Very poorly taken. Too high. Went to the Doves in the sky and not at the back of the net where she intended it to be. And you can see there the assistant coach who loves to be on his feet. We will rarely see Coach Fred Msime on his feet, but on the other hand, his counterpart loves to give instructions from the line.
Absolutely. That is why he's called the assistant coach. His work is to assist and to take instructions from the head coach.
The Ikwaput looks like she's had a knock. Let's just look at the replay of that, and 50-50, but she was just a little bit stomp on her feet.
Well, I think her cleats went right under Jolita Singano's cleats, and
50-50 it was.
That could be painful to Fazila Ikwaput, the most enterprising striker on the Lady Doves side. It's a throw-in by Birungi to Nyadera. Nyadera plays to Birungi with a long punt forward. Nyadera. Solid performance by the defenders there. Evariste Tosi with a long punt forward. Again, quality defending from Nakito Nabira. Another throw ball in there by Evariste Tosi. Back to Bobo. Bobo to Tosi. Long punt trying to get to Clement Sanga. Again, intercepted. Picked out by Aisha Munuk. Aisha to Bukuru. Bukuru doesn't give the correct pass. Again, poor clearance picked up by Bobo. Bobo. Tosi. Good cross. Good clearance. Alupanora loses it into the midfield to Nyadera. Nyadera, Ikwaput into the midfield. Leticia Nabosa. Nabosa tries to get to Nakigozi. Nakigozi with a good cross. Nakigozi. Alupanora misses it. Leaves it to Ikwaput. Still danger looming in the box. Shot. Goalkeeper. And it's in the net. Fazila Ikwaput,
And the
4 goals
reason-
to her credit, scores the 5th goal of the tournament.
Well, look at that pace of play there. Ikwaput all the way to Reticia, who has been outstanding in that midfield. And what a cross from Elizabeth. And then Ikwaput just puts the right precision into it, and goalkeeper doesn't get it correct. Unfortunately, it goes into the net. Unfortunately for Fazila, Ikwaput gets a goal to her credit. And frustration on the face of Fatima. They've been doing a good job this second half. Really, they did not deserve to concede that goal, but it was coming. And that is Fazila Ikwaput. And look at her, look at the smile on her face, Gilbert. Absolute jubilation. 3rd place looks sealed for this Lady
It looks
Doves.
eminent. It looks eminent, and as we speak, in the 83rd minute, Fazila Ikwaput puts the Lady Doves up by 2 goals to 0. Back into the midfield to Asha. Again, she loses it out. And what looked like a very meek shot from Fazila Ikwaput. And we almost thought that the goalkeeper, Gelma Rugumba, could have picked it up. But again,
Well, Gilbert, time
it is
and
not
time
yours
again.
until it's yours.
Yeah, time and time again, I keep saying, as a goalkeeper, when you know those shots have too much power in it, it's easier, it's safer to punch them out. No need for you to try and just hold the ball, because if you punch it out, you're going to give away a corner and you're going to have time to organize your troops to get in place and defend the corner. But that kind of mistake really is a bit disappointing, but it went in favor of the Lady Doves, as we see that foul there on.
It may be disappointing for the Simba Queens. I think Tara Nakuya brings down Mawete, and the referee pulls out the yellow card.
Well, they do say 16 follows 17, so she was doing it closely. Nakuya Sara, jersey number, that was Nakuya Sara getting the yellow there, and she wears number jersey 16, 17 is Flavian, so 16 is following 17 everywhere.
Bobo, the shot! But again, it's a rasping shot, doesn't get to the target. Bobo has already scored 1 goal to a credit from the same distance. Good technical application, but again, the ball was rising up and never got close to the goalkeeper.
Well, surprisingly, the Simba Queens have not made a substitution, Gilbert. I'm wondering if coach really should include something in this last 5 minutes, because 5 minutes is a lot of time in football. Anything can change.
Anything can change. Kaimu back to Lemani, but again, initial intention to play the ball back to Maimuna fails to get to the mark, and is a throw-in for Lady Doves. Madame Christine donning number 3, playing as a left back for the Lady Doves. Throws the ball, tries to get to Reticia Nabosa. Nabosa loses it to Bukuru. Bukuru plays it to Clement Sanga. Clement Sanga. Sanga has only 4 minutes to the clock to try and make amends in this one. Sanga, the lead striker, dropping back into the midfield. Jaffrey plays it to Bukuru, but again, the wrong pass at the wrong place. And the first substitution here.
Fazila Ikwaput is making way after scoring that goal. She feels her job is done, and they're bringing in Karungi Gertrude. They just want to make sure that they are keeping that clean sheet, and look at that goal. Cross from Elizabeth to Fazila Ikwaput, and power into that shot and into the back of the net, and jubilation written all over the lovely lady. And Karungi Gertrude now being given the duty to ensure that they either score a goal or she's going back to help out her team, and that is a foul there by the fresh legs of...
Well, Karungi Gertrude in her first game of the tournament. Fresh legs by the Lady Doves, trying to bring in more punch, because Karungi Gertrude is also a striker on the Lady Doves side. Foul, big punt by Tosi, back to Bukuru with not a good pass. The ball is still in danger here. Again, Bobo. Clement to Bukuru outside to Kaimune with a long punt. Again trying to get to Munuk, and it's a goal!
Gilbert, I did talk about 5 minutes being too much time, and look at that build-up. Absolutely beautiful. This is what we know Simba Queens for, and what a moment for them. And this is the second goal Daisy is conceding. What a cross. And it is Aisha Jafari who scores for Simba Queens.
Very good build-up. That was very, very good build-up. Pinpoint pass to Aisha Jafari. Aisha Jafari to bring the scores to 2-1, and they're still pushing forward. Kagozi. And still so much time on the clock, with Simba still pushing up, and the ball still in danger. Clement Sanga, goalkeeper Daisy Nakaziro comes out at the nick of time to thwart that attack. What a way to come back.
What a way to come back. And that was Irene not being alert as we know her. She's usually very, very quick with those balls. But again, Sanga being brilliant, taking on two defenders. It was a 2v1 situation. She handled it well. However, Daisy, Hawkeye Daisy, did her job as a goalkeeper, came out in the nick of time to take the ball into her hands and save the situation.
Asha, the goal scorer, trying to get to Mawete. Again, losing it out. And probably maybe 2 or 3 minutes will be added on to this one, looking at the 2 injuries that happened in the course of the game. There is a foul on Karungi Gertrude by Julita Sigano. Kirungi just being introduced into the game.
Welcome. This is how it has been for 90 minutes. You need that kind of welcome.
Elizabeth Nakigozi. Nakigozi, big punt, and that is a poor shot, I would call it. It was a clearance in the wrong direction.
Well, as you rightfully put it, big punt, so she did put the big into it.
Onto the right, Clement Sanga still believes that they can be able to get to the scoreboard with a big punt. Again, solid performance there from the defenders, picked by Nabosa. Nabosa trying to get to Karungi Gertrude Kirungi, and then solid performance by Sulemani, and a quick start by Sulemani. Plays the ball to Kaimuni Maimuna plays to Aisha Munuk, and Irene Akeror ensures that the ball runs out for a goal kick. That is good shielding there by Irene Akeror, who has had a solid performance for the Lady Doves of Uganda. Based in Masindi in Uganda, champions in 2020-21.
Look at this build-up, Gilbert, right there from Sanga to Aisha Mnunka. Aisha Mnunka then sets it up right for Asha Jafari, just to give Simba a consolation goal before the referee blows the final whistle.
Absolutely. We have less than a minute to go with the final, before the final whistle. Still Simba asking questions and Lady Dove standing strong. Ball played into the path of Elizabeth Nakigozi. And the second assistant, Caroline Killis, says that the ball had gone out. Picked by Aisha Munuk to Bokoro. Bokoro, Irene Birungi. Birungi picked by Flavin Mawete. Flavin into the box. Again, an out footer by Flavin, who's really been marked out in this game today.
Well, the
Gives
last two
Daisy
games,
Nakaziro an
the
easy
last
chance.
two games have been difficult for Musolo, and we do know her. She's actually excellent, but there goes the whistle, Gilbert.
Absolutely, and the central referee, Josephine Wanjiko of Kenya, brings this end to a close. And the Lady Doves of Uganda have run away with the third position, beating a well-organized Simba Queens of Tanzania by 2-1. It's been a beautiful afternoon. Both teams having played a 0-0 draw in the preliminaries. And of course, the goals that came in the second minute by Lady Spencer here, finding the upper 90, giving goalkeeper Gelwa Rugomba no chance. And in the 83rd minute, across from Rakigozi, found Ikwaput Fazila in an open space with a rasping shot. Goalkeeper Gelwa Rugomba failing to put hands on. And they still kept on pushing, and beautiful combination there from the Tanzanians put Asha Jafari in his stride to at least score the consolation goal. And Lady Doves of Uganda have come all the way from Uganda to pick the third spot. Well, as we speak, it's full time. Lady Doves from Uganda 2, Simba Queens 1.
playoff. As you've seen, it was Simba Queens from Tanzania versus Lady Doves from Uganda, and Lady Doves are the ones who emerged winners, and they get a chance to walk away with $10,000 thanks to the president of Tanzania, Rama Suluhu, who contributed $100,000 to this tournament. So we'll quickly talk to the coach of Simba Queens before we talk to the coach for Lady Doves. So karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Pole for that loss. Najua lakini wasichana wamejikakamua to be this far. Maoni yako about this specific match na pia the whole tournament?
Mechi hatukucheza vizuri sana, lakini tumecheza kwa sababu tumepambana. Unajua mechi 5 is tough. Tumeona wenzetu walikuwa na spirit ilikuwa kubwa kuliko sisi, ni kitu ambacho kinatushinda sisi, ambacho tuna Tanzania, na anaambia kila siku kwamba issue ya spirit tunatakiwa tuijenge. Lakini mimi napongeza Lady Dev kupata nafasi ya 3, na nilimwambia coach mapema kwa sababu timu nzuri na goalkeeper mzuri. Mimi nadhani sitaki kuingilia kamati, lakini the best goalkeeper ni goalkeeper wa Uganda, Lady Dev. Kwa hivyo tumejifunza, lakini kwa mashindano vizuri, kama nilivyosema mwanzo, kila siku nasema kwamba mashindano yamenoga. Waswahili wamesema yamekuwa mazuri kwa sababu mechi zimekuwa nyingi 5. Tumerudi kila mtu kajifunza, kwa sababu kila mtu nyumbani mbabe, lakini kumbe kuna wababe wengine wababe zaidi. Kwa hivyo kwetu sisi ni kurudi nyumbani, kujipanga, kucheza ligi ya nyumbani, alafu kuona tumeona, naamini sisi tumeona wachezaji na wenzetu wameona wachezaji. Kwa hiyo inabidi ni kuingia vichakani sasa hivi kuhakikisha kwamba tunavuta watu kwa ajili ya mwakani kupata ubingwa kwanza, lakini kurudi tena kwenye ligi, kwa sababu unaona kama ligi tamu ina udhamini, unapata angalau something. Kwa hivyo for me mashindano yalikuwa mazuri sana.
Asante. Over to you. Yes, James.
Kocha, ulizungumzia makosa ya goalkeeper wako, ukambadilisha tena leo makosa. Pengine ungesema nini ambacho hakiendi vizuri hapo kwenye nafasi hiyo ya goalkeeping?
Ndio maana nikasema ukija huku unaona vitu vingine. Unaweza kuona una goalkeeper, best goalkeeper. Mimi na 2 goalkeepers wa national team. Wa kwanza wa pili, kiachilia mbali wa leo. Lakini 2 goalkeeper. Sasa kama tuna kiwango kile cha goalkeeper wetu, alafu tunakuja huku tunaona kuna kipa mwingine mkubwa zaidi, kwa nataka tujifunze. Kwangu mimi ni lesson, na kwa viongozi wapo watajiona kumbe sisi bado, manake tuko nyumbani tumefunga mtu 5 6. Unajua sitaki kuzungumzia timu nyingine, hata PVP nilikuwa naangalia kabla kucheza nao walikuwa wanafunga tu mpaka 10, lakini wamekuja hapa kwa wapi wameshafungisha virago. Djibouti mabingwa wa kwao, lakini wamefunga magoli mangapi? Kwa hivyo hii ni somo kwamba tunaweza kujiona kubwa, lakini kumbe kuna kubwa zaidi.
Coach, wadau wengi wa mchezo wa soka Tanzania walikuwa wanajua kwamba Simba Queens watachukua ile taji. Labda kwa mtazamo wako, unahisi kwamba uko under pressure, kazi yako iko mahali pabaya, ama kibarua kipo kimesimama?
You can be hired, you can be fired. Mimi siogopi. Umeona, nimechukua timu mwezi mmoja na kitu. Hii timu sikusajili mtu mimi, na sikuambiwa kwamba lazima timu ikawe bingwa. Nimekuja kwenye mashindano, nimekuja kushindana, nimeona uongozi umeniambia atafuta mchezaji unamwona nafaa tuweke. Sasa wao ndio wataamua. Mimi siogopi. Mimi nipo kwenye kazi tangu mwaka 96 na ndio kazi yangu. Lakini expectation, kwa nini watu wana high expectations za timu? Kwa sababu jinya letu si linatuponza. Simba wanaume sasa hivi barani Afrika ni gumzo. Kila mtu anajua Simba. Huku nyote mnajua Simba. Wanamchukua mchezaji wanaomtaka. Sisi ndio tunaanza. Japo tuna wachezaji wa kigeni, lakini bado Simba ile na hii vitu viwili tofauti, gap kubwa sana. Sisi tumekuja kwa basi huko, lakini Simba imeenda kwa kambi. Simba wanaume Arusha wamekuja kwa ndege. Umeona? Kwa hivyo utakuta gap kubwa, ndio maana wale wanaona Simba, wakisikia Simba wanaona Simba na huyu Simba tu. Japo Simba jike ndio mkali, lakini bado huyu bado tunataka kidogo bado pack. Wafanya Simba ili zote ziwe Simba kweli.
Any other question?
Coach, ni wapi itabidi ufanye usajili ili ufikie timu kama CBE na hizo timu zingine?
Sorry?
Ni wapi kwa timu yako, position gani
itabidi ufanye? Karibu zote, goalkeepers, defender, midfield. Timu yetu kitizama hatuna midfield wa kutosha. Ndio maana ukiangalia kuna some players, attacking players tunarudisha katikati pale kama umeangalia mechi zote. Lakini midfield tunaye mchezaji mmoja yule wa Zimbabwe, Danai pamoja na Joel Bukuru. Lakini the rest ni wingers unaunga, lakini mimi naamini kabisa hata viongozi walikuwa wanajua kwamba hatuwezi kufanya vizuri kivile, lakini baada ya kushinda mechi ya mwanzo, mechi ya pili, mechi ya tatu ndio zikaja hizo Simba, lakini mimi nilikuwa najua kwamba wao wanajua, labda wajituefahamu kwamba wajua kwamba timu yetu inaweza kuwa bingwa. Kwenye unabaki na yao kifuani kama mwalimu, huwezi complain kitu, tunarudi nyumbani kwa ajili ya kurekebisha, tucheze tena mwakani.
Asante sana coach.
Shukrani
All the
sana.
best.
Asante.
We are good now? Okay. Yes, now we have the lady that's coach here, Fred Nsime. I know it was such a heartbreaking moment. I was there. I saw the girls cry after, just falling out of the, they wanted to go to the final.
Yeah.
But, when you go to the penalties, it's a heartbreaking moment because any team can win. And then CBE went ahead. But you stayed back, and the girls decided they're still going to go away with a win, $10,000 and also now getting that third place. Tell us how you approached this match, and what are your thoughts on everything, especially the competition as a whole?
Thank you. I'm Fred Nsime, head coach Lady Doves from Uganda. First of all, I want to thank God for today's win. It has been a blessing to us because on Monday we cried a lot, and our players cried a lot, and we continued with prayers, and God heard our prayers. Today's game, we came in, and we know we were playing a good team, experienced team, and we had to plan for it, not to play on panic, but to settle down and to handle the game accordingly, because we had played them already. So it gave us a good experience. The way how we came, and this tournament has given us a good learning lesson, how we have to handle this. And our players, they have got experience to this since they are young, but they have gained. And I think by next time, I will have to plan because I've got enough experience. I will plan again more.
Amazing. Let's start from this side as we go this side.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Just a minute, you can take care.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How much joy does the achievement of finishing third and winning the US $10,000 give you as a coach and the entire team?
Yeah, thank you. My aim, I wanted the 30,000, but God had planned for this, and I have to thank God for the 10,000 because we were about 8 teams that were competing to this, but they never managed to reach where we have reached. So I have to thank God for this, the 10,000 that we are going with.
Yeah. Next. Oh, just let's go like this.
Coach, of course, we've seen there is the reward for $10,000, and that is ongoing. The Simba head coach has just said that there's a very big difference between the funding of the men team and the women's team, saying the men team flew, the women's team came by bus. So what are some of these challenges that you face, especially as a women's coach, in the game, especially at this country, this side of Africa?
Yeah, what I've seen, we need to build confidence in these ladies. This is what I've seen, because you have to tell them we are going to play the same thing, we are going to play the ball, and you have to be confident. You should not fear the other one, whether it's big or small, but you have to take it because it's an opponent. And you have to believe yourself that you cannot manage it, but you are going to play the soccer. That's the most important thing to girls, because at the moment they switch on, you have now to see how you can handle them. Like the way how we lost the Mondays game against the CBE. They cried a lot, and we had to go back and reorganize and see how we can handle them so that they can come back into today's game. And that's what we did. And God had our prayers, and they managed to listen to our requests to them.